We are here in the Pottery Place, and we are with Tom Wilder, who has been in this building. We're going to learn about his story of his office here and what he really appreciates about Pottery Place. Tom, thank you for joining this morning.
You are more than welcome. Well, my journey's been a long one, and I'm not going to tell you all of it, but I've been in the financial advisory business for 37 years, starting on Wall Street, Battery Park, looking at the Statue of Liberty, all the way to 2016, Main Street here, Old West Main Street.
Wow.
In Pottery, in Red Wing. So, kind of seen it, everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly of the financial advisory business. But in my case, the good. I don't have any black marks. So back in 2016, my wife and I, my second wife, my first one died of cancer 11 years ago, moved to Red Wing for a kind of a fresh start out of the Twin Cities area by Lake Minnetonka. And my wife found a little house on the bluff on Minnesota Street overlooking the old antique boathouses. So when people ask us, why did we move to Red Wing? Because I could do my business anywhere. Because of the house. That's why. 1938, it's called the Mossberg House. The dentist built it.
Wow.
It's a repressed Cape Cod. Didn't want it. It was the first house built in Red Wing after the Depression was kind of over. So learned that history. Lived right across from the old seminary ruins, ladies' seminary ruins, Walsh House golf course. And so one day I was looking for office space, and I saw the, office space available in Pottery Place. Didn't know anything about the building, but I love old buildings. So called the number, nobody answered. Called the number, nobody answered. Thought, well, maybe they're full or something. And then I bumped into a gentleman out in the parking lot. He said, what are you doing? And he had an accent. And I said, I'm looking for an office. He goes, well, why are you calling that number? It happened to be somebody he's since purchased his share of the building out from. And I said, what have you got? And he took me up to where we are now, which was the storage closet.
Really?
Yeah, this was a storage closet. There were no walls. There was a wall here. And I said, this is perfect. And we cut a deal and most importantly, a friendship. He's a friend of mine now. And we do a lot of things together, golf and boat and hang out. But that's how I met Philippe Petit, the owner of Pottery Place. Mm-hmm. So just on chance, I don't believe in chance. I think it was kind of a divine intervention type of thing. I was looking for a space and getting a little bit frustrated. I'd looked downtown, I'd looked around, and nothing quite hit me correct. Mm-hmm. And when I walked in here, I knew this was the spot. So there's names carved in the wall, although I can't point one out, but the potters were up here on fourth floor,
really?
Making pots. And then when I moved in, because I like old stuff, there's some pots over there, some jugs. And I thought about it, and I've been carrying those around my whole life. I'm 61, like a hermit crab. And I realized these pots had made their full journey. They'd been manufactured here around the turn of the century, and I brought them back home. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of cool.
That is.
The Crocs, so any Crocs that are Red Wing around here, started here, traveled across the country, and made it back to their birthplace.
I love with this space how you were able to bring natural light to it. Did it have windows?
This is the only skylight on the south-facing side of the building, and it was here. It leaked. We've since patched the leak, but all that stuff just loved it. Loved the fact that it was dripping. You can see that there is actually still some watermarks on the ceiling, but and leaked around the beam. The building shakes when a little bit. You can't feel it, but you can see it in your water. Mm-hmm. Your water glass, it's like Jurassic Park or something.
Yeah, right, yeah.
The dinosaurs, they're coming. So there's 13, 15 trains a day. I can't hear them. I can just feel them a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun. That might bug some people. I love it. I love it. I also love the people in the building, because it's not about me. It's like a family here. Mm-hmm. All the people, even the tenants come and go. I mean, the apartment people come and go, but some of them have been very permanent. Mm-hmm. I've been here 4 years. I'm not the new guy on the block, but I'm surely not the oldest tenant here. And have no intention of retiring and no intention of leaving my space. If anything, I've got my finger in a lot of different things besides financial advice. And, this is a nice space that's not my house to seek refuge. So,
like you're saying, that community is what makes having an office in a building like this so much more.
Yeah, everybody knows everybody. Everybody helps everybody out. One time I was, during quarantine, I moved this office to a cabin up in northern Minnesota, a couple 100 miles away, which was fantastic. Not the COVID, but the quarantine in the woods was like, it was like on Golden Pond or something.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of my business, is I can do it from anywhere as long as I have internet. But didn't have TV for 9 weeks. Just had a little radio, listened to the little local station up there, and chopped wood and made maple syrup, did a bunch of stuff. Well, the rest of the world, was kind of in crisis. I was in paradise. So feel very lucky. I understand it's been a very difficult experience for a lot of people. So
if you were to, let's say, sell somebody on this building, besides just the community, what are some other things that stand out for you?
It's convenient. Well, for me, as a local resident in Red Wing now, it's super convenient. My commute in downtown Minneapolis was 45 minutes, white knuckle ride from Lake Minnetonka to downtown Minneapolis every day, fighting traffic, flipping people off in the car. I mean, it's like a war. It's like going into war down there. I called it going into the vertical salt mine. I felt like a miner because I get in a shaft every day. One of the, Wells Fargo Tower or IDS, take your pick. And instead of going down in earth, I went up in the sky. Very, had a beautiful view of the Mississippi River, but I felt hermetically sealed in that building. This, I don't. This is like fresh air. I can go outside. 2 minutes, I can be in the country. And I do. I take my truck, I go drive around, come back, breath of fresh air, play the guitar, walk the dog, whatever. It's great. So convenience to my house.
Yeah.
It's super convenient off the highway, easy on, easy off. I can be at the airport, international airport, in less than an hour. I think that's important. I'm not, just not being in a cookie cutter building is what I like. Probably the best.
Yeah.
It's got its own unique. The building has a personality, kind of like the St. James Hotel. There's something, you go into these old buildings and you can feel the past. And I feel that every day. Sometimes I feel like the Potters are still here. So.
And I'm sure that just helps your workability. I mean,
I love it. Well, I was, quite honestly, I was a burnt out executive in downtown Minneapolis in 2016. And when I came and I moved into this building and I started my own independent practice, it was like I felt 20 again. So, love going to work. I don't, work shouldn't be something you wake up and dread doing. And I had kind of gotten to that point. And now, plus I worked for a very large firm that was pretty high pressure firm, kind of like right out of the movies. And I broke free, and they weren't happy, but I did. So, and now I've never been happier.
And now in your office, you can bring your dog. I
imagine
you couldn't.
I couldn't bring the office dog. So Lily's here. She's got to make the film somehow.
And we'll get her on the film, right?
And no, and everybody knows Lily. They like Lily better than they like me around here. So,
that's great.
So that's pretty much it. The story.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tom.
You are welcome.
We're hopeful that your story, and just if people are interested in reaching out, can they contact you and ask questions?
You've got my contact information. They can call me. I prefer phone calls. I hate text messages, but if they got to do it by text, I'll do it.
All right.
Fat thumbs.
All right. What's the phone number they can reach you at?
651-327-2620, or my cell, 612-201-5228. Call anytime. I pretty much answer the phone 7 days a week.
Awesome. Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome.